All right, next question is it necessary for me to regress my clients to memories in order for them to create breakthroughs? Great question. Because I'm sure that, I mean, all of us have been told, and, traditionally in any therapeutic modalities, we were told that everything stemmed from our childhood, right? Which makes some sense. But then now every therapeutic thing that we encounter, whether it be CBT, DBT, or any psycho analytic therapeutic modality is based on exploring the past, right? And so is that necessary? Is it necessary to force our clients to go in the past in order for them to create a breakthrough? I think that's what this question is asking. And the short answer is no, it is not necessary. And here's why. So it does make sense that the reason why we are now is because of the actions that we've made in the past, right? And whatever has happened in the past definitely has a blueprint effect as to how we act. However, say someone is in their 30s. Let's take me for an example. I'm 34 years old. I've had 34 years of life in this earth, right? And so how will my hypnotherapist know which parts of my past are affecting my current problem now? How can they know that for sure? So, for example, I come and say, I want to make sure that I work out and have a consistent workout and nutrition plan. And so that person might look back at my past or explore in my past as to why I can't maybe stick with the nutrition plan that I've been given. But, and here's the but, right? How would they know where to go for sure? Is it because I was 3 and I was told something else? Was it because I was 10? Was it because, at 6 years old, I ate a lot of chips? I don't know, like how would that person know? And and so here's the thing, right? We don't we really don't know for 100% certainty unless our clients tell us, unless not just our clients, not our clients' conscious mind, their unconscious mind tells us. And so when I say it is not necessary, this is coming from using a modality that is not reliant on forcing regressions. Now, I was also trained in forced regressions in the past, but what I found was that it harmed more clients than it actually helped because it had the potential to bring up some old trauma that is not necessarily needed to help them solve a problem. And the word here is need, right? We have been taught that we need to do XYZ. We need to go back to memories, but our mind, our unconscious mind, is smart enough and intelligent enough to know which memory or memories in the past it is referring to. It's making a blueprint from, right? And so instead of, because the truth of the matter is, if, for example, the same example, if I can't stick to a nutrition plan, then it's not just one memory. It's not just 3 memories. It's not just 5 memories that have affected this behavior. It is probably thousands and thousands of things, right? And my mind is smart enough to know those things. It's smart enough to know and calculate that algorithm within that has led me to this behavior of not sticking to a nutrition plan. So just going to one is inefficient. And so that's why in ACH, we focus on the present moment. We focus on how is this person experiencing the problem now and trusting their unconscious mind to know which associations it has made that allowed this particular client to behave the way they are behaving now. And so by focusing on their present experience, and what the mind has associated, that is when we get the breakthroughs that actually last, because we're actually asking the unconscious mind, which is a process in and of its own. Like in ACH trainings, we focus on using unconscious moments and utilizing unconscious moments in all the days in the training. Anyway, but once we actually um address how our client perceives their problems now, trusting that the unconscious mind is going to take all of those associations, all of those memories with it and shift it. And that's how they change their behavior. That is more powerful than going back to assumed memories, right? I have a funny story. I did some psychotherapy last year, and for some reason, my therapist, completely respect her, by the way. But she was asking about the time my parents immigrated to Canada. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? I was talking to her about relationship problems, and then she talked about like immigrating. And I'm like, that like it doesn't make sense. Like it didn't make sense to me. And hence why psychotherapy takes years, because it's guesswork. Um, sorry, that's the topic for a different day. But focusing on our present experiences of our current problems and trusting that the mind knows exactly what it has associations it has made, and trusting that the mind is going to tell us, and trusting that the mind is going to fix it on its own